Hello and welcome to our training on the West Virginia CCR&R Agency Reporting System. In this video, we will solely walk through the system logged in as a behavioral consultant. If you are not a behavioral consultant, please refer to the training video that aligns with your role. To access the CCR&R Agency Reporting System, you will go to www.wvccrr.org. You will enter your username and password and select Log In. And select Remember Me next time to save the username and password to your device. When you log in, you will first see the CCR&R project dashboard. At the top right, you can click on Log Out, Change Password, or My Profile. My Profile allows you to change your first or last name if needed. Each of the buttons on the page take you to a different section of the website. You can click on the banner at the top of the website to return to the project dashboard at any time. First, let's look at provider forms. You can enter a license number, provider name, or provider contact person and click Search Providers to locate a specific childcare provider's record. Alternatively, you can leave the fields blank and click the Search Providers button to bring up a list of all providers in the database. If you wanted to perform a new search, click the New Search button on the search results page. To access a provider's profile, click View Forms. Navigates to the provider profile with the organization's name, county, type, and license number displayed. Below the profile information are tabs for each form that specialists use to submit their activities. You should submit a new provider form for each new activity you do with the provider. For example, if remote support was offered to a provider 3 times in 1 month, 3 remote support forms should be submitted by the specialist who provided the remote support. You should submit provider forms on an ongoing basis rather than at the end of the reporting period. The first form that behavioral consultants can submit is the site visits form. Behavioral consultants use this form to enter site visits completed during the regular performance of their job duties. Click on Add New Form to create a site visit form. First 2 questions will auto-populate based on your name and your role. For the third question, you should check off all of the other specialists who were present. Next, you will enter the date of the visit. Final question asks for the reason for the visit. This is a check all that apply question, meaning that there can be multiple reasons selected. When you have selected all that apply, hit Save and it will take you back to the provider form dashboard. Second form that behavioral consultants can submit is the remote support form. Behavioral consultants use this form to enter remote support completed during the regular performance of job duties. Remote support includes assistance through digital communication, including phone, email, or virtual options. Routine daily contact does not constitute remote support. Click on Add New Form to create a remote support form. The first two questions will auto-populate based on your name and role. For question 3, you should enter the date for which the remote support was provided. Next, check off the type of support. Final question asks for the reason for the referral. This is a check all apply question, meaning that there can be multiple reasons selected. When you have selected all that apply, hit save and it will take you back to the provider form dashboard. Third form that behavioral consultants can submit is the referrals form. Behavioral consultants submit this form each time a provider is referred to another organization. Multiple referrals can be submitted on the same form if they were made by the same specialist on the same day. Click on Add New Form to create a referrals form. First two questions will auto-populate based on your name and role. Next, select the agency or agencies that the provider was referred to. Finally, you will enter the date of the referral, hit save, and it will take you back to the provider form dashboard. Behavioral consultants can also submit initial and follow-up observation tool survey forms. These forms are used to record individual and group initial and follow-up activities. Click on Add New Form to create an initial observation tool survey form. On the first page, the specialist's name, role, and region will auto-populate. First, you will manually enter the site name. Next, you will select the type from the drop-down list and select the appropriate tier. If it is a group observation, you will check Yes, and it will have you select the age group from the drop-down list. If it is not a group observation, check No, and select the child's gender and age. Next, you will select the primary reason for referral from the drop-down list. If there are other reasons for the referral, then you will check all that apply. Finally, on the first page, it will ask you for the number of adults and children present and if the classroom has been previously served. Let's go to page 2. On page 2, the first question asks if there are responsive, nurturing relationships. Yes, no, or some/sometimes. Below, you can type the descriptions of adult-child interactions and adult response to emotional expression. Question 2 asks about guidance and has a box to write in any relevant notes. Question 3 asks about child-to-child interactions, also with a notes box. Go to the next page. On page 3, question 4 asks about staff-to-staff interactions. Question 5 asks about CTR-FAC/family interactions. Question 5 also has a note box for proactive engagement with families. Question 6 asks about appropriate supportive environments where there are note boxes for adequate space, how centers/activities are accessible and developmentally appropriate, and how teacher/provider expectations are developmentally appropriate. Let's go to the next page. On page 4, question 7 asks about transitions, and it has a note box for minimal/brief/familiar to the children, transition warnings, small group or whole group transitions, and brief periods of waiting. Let's go to the final page. Expectations with note boxes for schedule posted in picture form at children's level and referred to, maximum 3 to 5 expectations/guidelines, and additional comments. At the bottom of the page, you will type in your signature, enter the date, and hit save to return to the provider forms dashboard. For a follow-up observation tools survey form, behavioral consultants should complete the same steps. Let's go back to the main dashboard. Next page that we'll look at is the professional development specialist forms. These forms collect information on specialist activities that are not specific to a child care provider. All behavioral consultants should submit a single form for each quarter. Click Add a new form to enter data for the current quarter. Behavioral consultants are asked to report the number of site-specific trainings conducted and the number of community-based trainings conducted during each month of the quarter. Behavioral consultants can edit this form at any point during the quarter to update data. Let's go back to the main dashboard again. Finally, all users can click on the Training Materials button On this page, you can access a PDF training manual, which provides instructions for database access and navigation, professional development data entry, and the form review process. That's everything for behavioral consultants. If you have further questions, please reach out to Jill Johnson at jijohnson@pcgus.com. Thank you for watching.